What's up, y'all? This is GT here, back at it with a new video. And in today, I want to talk about NBA 2K24. And not just NBA 2K24, it's just how over these last several years that the quality of NBA 2K games have kind of went downhill. Alright, so I'm a big sports guy. And I really like stuff like, the NFL, MLB, NHL, and NBA especially. My two favorite teams are the Bulls and the Pacers. And over the past couple years, I've been an annual buyer of the NBA 2K games. I've seen a lot of ups and downs within the franchise, and I feel like us NBA 2K players have gotten used to the cycle where only a month or two, like everyone plays it, and then very, very gradually everyone just stops during to winter, and eventually by then or by spring it's basically dead, which is a cycle that happens year after year after year. And this year with NBA 2K, well, for me at least, and probably for a majority of the NBA 2K community, this is the final straw. Or for some people, before this game was the final straw. And I kind of want to address something before I go any further with this. If you are someone who genuinely enjoys the NBA 2K games and don't see any problems with it, those kind of people are not necessarily the targets of this video. But anyway, about NBA 2K24. The game dropped in September. It is now March. And I just want to say, GG, it's a wrap. Just like all the dumbass NBA fans are quote-unquote done with the 90s, I am done with NBA 2K. Or should I say, year 3 of mid-NBA 2K basketball game. And unfortunately, I was one of the people who bought into the slop of NBA 2K24. I folded. Well, I didn't buy it full price. I bought it for $40. It went on sale. But it still doesn't make me feel any better. It's still, I would rather have my money spent towards a prostitute than towards NBA 2K24. And yes, I know, the 2K defenders are already on the scene. They are ready to strike in the comment section to say, oh, but it has my team, and it has my career, and it has my era, and my league too. Like, is this seriously your best line of defense? Okay, listen. I really like the addition of my era from NBA 2K23. I thought that was a nice addition to bring along. And also another addition that wasn't mentioned, I really like the mocap features. I thought that was a nice touch too. But honestly, that really doesn't excuse for everything else wrong with this game. And honestly, not just wrong with NBA 2K24, but honestly, NBA 2K as a whole. Or as I said earlier, year 3 of mediocre NBA game that costs $70, $60 if you're still on the current gen. Well, first thing I want to talk about is the My Team mode. The My Team mode is essentially where you can collect cards and use them as your team and basically upgrade cards and get better cards as you play. And every year they had this feature. It's called the auction house, where basically you can buy and sell cards, and if you look hard enough, you can get some really good cards for cheap using currency in the game that you don't have to pay for, which I think was a really cool mode. I'm saying was because this was the only non-gambling mode in my team, and they got rid of it. Another thing I want to talk about is 2K adding the Battle Pass this year. And yes, they got a whole ass Battle Pass in that bitch. And outside of a money standpoint, why does 2K need a battle pass, especially if the game is $60, $70. And the sad part about all of this is they just know people are going to buy it. And another really sad part is you have these massive 2K fanboys and other people who swear they want what's best for the community. However, they are the first people to bitch and moan and say, "Oh, man, just why isn't 2K getting any better, bro? I just don't get it. I wish we would have gotten a good game this year, bro." And essentially, you buying the freaking battle passes, you buying all the VC bundles. Like, what do you think you're doing? You are supporting the cause. You are supporting them being greedy, regardless if you know it or not. My career is just as bland as last year. However, the one thing I can give them partial credit for is the lack of cringe cutscenes. But of course, you can barely buy anything without having to pay for VC, and the grind is tremendously slow. And also another thing that he added is the freaking badge progression system. And I'm talking about the progression slash regression system of your badges. It basically improves or makes your badges worse depending on how often you use them and if you're making shots or plays with your badges. Again, another terrible feature by 2K. A terrible, terrible park. And of course, everything that you got for free, I mean, not everything, but a good majority of stuff that you got for free in previous games are now stuck behind a paywall, such as moves, clothes, and even haircuts. And the one question I ask myself is this: what is $60, $70 here? Why the fuck are we paying $60, $70 for a watered down version of NBA 2K23? And again, if the game was $30, $35, I would be a lot less critical. And look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I've never paid for microtransactions in a video game, especially like 2K. But ever since I would say 21 or 22, it's been getting way more out of hand and feels like it's less optional and more of a requirement. I remember playing NBA 2K20 and 2K21 back when I thought the games were even kind of fun. I played those games through at least summer. NBA 2K22, I'm not gonna lie, I stopped playing it in February or March of 2022. I kind of got bored with it. In NBA 2K23, I stopped playing it in April of 2023. And the argument I'm trying to make with that is, if I'm going to drop 70 bands on a video game and plus extra for microtransactions so I can be at least a half decent player, it better be worth my money and my time. And I want to make this video because I just can't help but to notice that NBA 2K is just not improving, and NBA 2K just gives less and less of a fuck every single year. And the reason why I'm mad at NBA 2K24, especially this year, because this was supposed to be the best 2K game to come out in the last 5 years. It had one of the GOATs, Kobe Bryant, on the cover, and overall, it was supposed to be hyped to be just a really fun game overall. And seeing it from day one back in September to now, like this is my opinion, probably the hardest fall off I've seen in an NBA 2K game ever. And anyway, that's all I got in my NBA 2K rant. And like I said, if you're really enjoying this game, happy for you, bro. To each is their own. But anyway, that's all I got. GT out of here. If you liked the video, feel free to like, comment, and sub. Every bit helps. Really means a lot. Love y'all. Peace. Until next time.